Welcome back to Crypto Spaces, back with another Monad update for you guys. Monad sitting at 0.0234 cent, 254 million market cap, 131 million in 24-hour trade volume. Volume and market cap up against 99% of altcoins. The majority of altcoins, and price being up, price being green is impossible. Monad is one of the few altcoins in this space that is closing off the year in a positive, light, right? So that is very great to see. Like I said, I'm extremely bullish on Monad. I think 100,000 Monad coins will go very far. You gotta say coins because it's an L1. If a project has smart contracts, it's a coin, not a token, right? So I think Monad will go very far in the future. I think this is one of the more slept on layer ones, one of the more undervalued layer ones, and this is where people might think the layer one trade is dead. Not when you have a project that has a community that has already been built for years, right? There's people trading on Monad, the TVL keeps increasing, there's people staking their Monad, there's people that said they're gonna hold their Monad for 10 to 20 years, right? This is what you love to see. This is how you have a successful layer one. And again, like I said before, I'm not sure if Binance will list Monad. I think it may just be exclusive to Coinbase. I think that will probably be the case because this is Coinbase's first ICO, initial coin offering. And I think Coinbase is going to use this as a way to onboard new users and to keep them, right? Because this was one of the fiercest ways for retail investors to get into something early, where VCs right now are only up 2x from their initial investment in Monad. So this was one of the more fair ways for retail investors to get entry into a VC coin up and potentially an extremely successful VC coin. So I think because this is the first ICO of Coinbase, it's going to be exclusive to Coinbase, and they're going to make sure to flip that switch and make this successful, so their other ICOs, initial coin offerings in the future, will also be successful. If the first one is not successful, why would retail participate in the others, right? It's pretty simple thesis, pretty simple idea, right? And I think I had a tweet I wanted to show you guys. Let me go through my bookmarks. They highlighted the year of Monad, right? So as you can see, Monad went to Polymarket, TBPN. Keon went to a different place, this podcast or massive, company that kind of like is with the NASDAQ and stuff like that. And, did an interview there. We saw news articles, newspapers for Monad. We saw, Squat Box, where,
what's it cost for one? It's like 0.002.
One of these institutional TradFi investors let us know that, hey, we invested in Monad at 2 cents. We think this is going to be the future Solana killer, right? This is on Squat Box. This is CNBC, right? This is CNBC. The two guys interviewing him have been, I know them like anytime I see like news about the Fed and what the Federal Reserve and the economy, etc., is doing. Stocks have been doing. These are the two guys that have been there for like years in the the business side of CNBC, the stock market, crypto side, right? And again, this is TradFi, institutional investors right here, saying they think Monad will be the Solana killer, right? Solana killer.
What's it cost for one? It's like 0.002.
Sounds like
that's right. That's in your price range.
Okay, what could go wrong there?
Right. So, great year for Monad. Great year for Monad, in my opinion. Right. I had another post as well. It was in my bookmarks, man. Maybe I got rid of it. My apologies. I don't see it, but I had another post as well where they did a roundup. But that's okay. That's fine. But yeah, great year for Monad, and like I said, I expect 2026 to be just as great. And the transition, I think the ecosystem will be great for Monad as well. So this is Chog, right? Remember I spoke about this in previous videos. I think this is going to be the pudgy penguins of Monad. Why do I say this? It's a cute hedgehog type character, right? Cuteness in crypto always go far, right? You saw what Pengu and Pudgy Penguins did. The Pudgy Penguins recently got the Las Vegas Sphere, which is very bullish, right? And I think Pudgy Penguins and the Pengu brand will always be a part of crypto and be a successful brand and IP in crypto and continue to be successful, right? So if you believe in Monad and you think, you know, there's other IP and brands that could also be successful, I think taking a stab at Chog is a great idea, because Chog is a similar setup with a cute character. They're going to do video games or be a part of video games. They have NFTs coming. They have a massive community that were building before the Chog launch, right? And again, it's well positioned to be a $1 billion coin, right? It is. Take a look at the Twitter. I had the Twitter pulled up already. Closed it out. Bear with me, guys. So 93.5k followers on Twitter. They post memes. They have nice artwork, right? 2026, going into 2026 with is that a Lamborghini stamp or a Ferrari stamp? I'm not a big car guy, sports car guy, but you know, it's one of the two, right? We're excited to announce that Chog is teaming up with Monorail XYZ to bring the best swaps for any token on Monad, right? So they have partnerships on Monad. They have, again, being integrated into video games, right? They have the NFTs on the way, right? So this is like I said, the Pudgy Penguins of Monad. And if Pudgy Penguins is so successful, you could potentially see Chog being just as successful, going to $1 billion market cap. Right now it's at 1.89 mil market cap. So I think just $200 into Chog, or maybe $1,000, right, gets you 500k tokens, right? Right now $200 would get you 100,000 tokens, right? So 100,000 tokens, in my opinion, is a great bet. Potentially has $1 billion potential here, if not 100 mil. But I think $1 billion is not impossible as Monad, you know, becomes successful over time. I think Chog will also keep building and become successful over time, right? But if you have 100,000 tokens for $200 and it goes to 100 mil to 500 mil, let's say 500 mil, be a bit more conservative, right? You have 100,000 tokens, it goes to 100 mil to 500 mil, that's $10,000 to $50,000, right? If you have $1,000 invested, which is 500k, at 100 mil, that's going to be 50k, right? And at 500 mil, that's going to be 250k, right? 5 times 5, right? 5 times 5, 25, right? So yeah, I think my math is right. Y'all could correct me in the comment section. If I'm wrong, you can correct me, but I think Chog is a great bet. I think 100 mil to $1 billion is very possible, very likely for it. Like, this is like the IP coin of Monad, and we saw what other IP coins like Pengu has done and will continue to do. So yeah, I'm bullish on Chog, and I think, you know, don't overinvest. Obviously, $200 is more than enough. 100,000 tokens is more than the average retail participant will have, right? So as always, none of this is financial advice. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.